Hi guys, Katie Warner here, Center Director at Audubon Center for Birds of Prey. And today I'm bringing you today's Lunch and Learn, and we're going to talk about wetlands. Wetlands are found all over the United States, but did you know that Florida has 20% of the last remaining wetlands? We have 5 main types in our state, 2 along our coasts, tidal marshes and mangrove swamps, and some inland wetlands called cypress swamps, freshwater marshes, and the riparian zone, which is the link between land and water along our lakes and streams. So today we're going to talk about what they do, why they're important, and how you can help. I'll also share a lot about one of the most important ecosystems in our state, the Florida Everglades.
Wetlands are among the most productive ecosystems in the world, comparable to rainforests and coral reefs. They can be thought of as biological supermarkets and provide great volumes of food that attract many animal species. These animals use wetlands for part or all of their life cycle. Wetlands are important and beneficial for people, fish, and wildlife. Some of the important functions include protecting and improving water quality, providing fish and wildlife habitats, and storing water during dry periods. They also provide the very important role of preventing flooding. During massive storm events in Florida's rainy season, wetlands store water to prevent flooding in nearby neighborhoods or other areas. When rivers overflow, wetlands help to absorb and slow the floodwaters. This ability helps control floods and alleviate property damage and even save lives. Wetlands also serve as important filters for pollutants. They absorb excessive nutrients, sediment, and other pollutants before they reach rivers, lakes, and other water bodies. Of course, they're great spots for fishing, canoeing, hiking, and of course, bird watching. You probably have visited a wetland or have one near your house, neighborhood, or school. What's the first thing you noticed? Water? Mud? What type of wildlife might you find there? You're likely to see amphibians like frogs, wading birds, crustaceans, and of course my favorite, reptiles. Alligators are certainly a key species in helping wetlands. During dry periods, they form pools of water for fish, which in turn feed wading birds. See the food web functioning here? What types of trees or vegetation might you see? A forested wetland or cypress swamp or strand has large cypress trees that can stand in the water for long periods of time. Mangrove swamps are found along coasts and feature mangrove trees. These areas provide excellent habitat for fish and wading birds. And of course, freshwater marshes have hedges and sawgrass as the primary plants. Florida hosts one of the most important wetlands anywhere in the world, the Florida Everglades. Also called the River of Grass, the Everglades actually begins in central Florida and flows south through Lake Okeechobee into a vast ecosystem of marshes and rivers ending at Florida Bay. It's one of the most diverse ecosystems and home to numerous bird species like roseate spoonbills, egrets, herons, and some threatened and endangered species, including the Florida panther, the West Indian manatee, Cape sable seaside sparrow, wood storks, and snail kites. Since the 1800s, humans have been altering the Everglades landscape, trying to control and divert water flow. That, combined with agriculture and urban development, the size of the Everglades has decreased dramatically, affecting the habitats in the area. The Everglades is threatened by numerous plants and animals that were both introduced on purpose and by accident, called invasive species. These are also threatening the native plants and wildlife that live there. Many nonprofit groups, including Audubon, government bodies, and individuals have created a massive overhaul and restoration effort to restore the Everglades, its water flow, and to provide the River of Grass with clean, fresh water in the right place at the right time. The center has a small man-made wetland In partnership with the St. Johns River Water Management District and the City of Maitland, it was built to collect pollutants from the runoff of a nearby roadway. Again, the function of wetlands can be to help collect pollutants as well as prevent flooding during storms. Now that we've learned a little bit more about wetlands, the species that live there, and some of the wildlife that call wetlands home, why would it be important to protect them? Throughout the United States, we lose 60,000 acres a year due to human impacts and climate change. So what can you do to help? Protect wetlands where you live. If you live near a lake, river, or stream, be sure you don't put pollutants in that area. Trash or nutrients. Nutrients like fertilizer can impact the wetland and poison the plants and animals that live there. Learn about your watershed. The importance of the places that you live and the watershed area will also teach you about protecting important wildlife. Work with your local government, neighborhood associations, and others to make sure that wetlands are protected. And of course, most importantly, get outdoors and explore. Wetlands have many things to offer. A tromp in the swamp is a great way to explore. I'm Katie Warner, and thank you for joining us for today's Lunch and Learn.